we are going to go to Eugene. Another big weekend for Dan Lanning and the Ducks. And there's a bit of a Texas flavor to this weekend. We got a couple five-star visitors from the state of Texas out in Eugene. We'll start with wide receiver Dorian Moore, who's committed to LSU, but there's a but there. He's been checking out Texas. He's been checking out Ohio State. And Oregon is absolutely a player as well. Dorian Moore at Oregon this weekend. What do you make of it, Steve?
Yeah, 3 5-stars from Texas visiting Oregon this weekend are slated to. This is a visit that his mom told me was on the calendar. This has been on for a while, and we know that Oregon is one of the major challengers to LSU here with Junior Adams, Dan Lanning, the relationship, just the excitement around Oregon's program, one that's ripe to potentially win a national championship. I just think Dorian likes the vibe out there in Eugene, likes the way Coach Lanning and company are players' coaches. They think it's a great environment for players and just another opportunity for him to get around it. But I still think that this recruitment's on the early laps, Josh. You got Ohio State, you got Texas, you got Oregon, you got LSU, you got upcoming official visits. So there's just another opportunity to remind Dorian why you like Oregon as much as the others.
Yeah, I agree. I think this Dorian Moore recruitment, you got to get him on campus when you can. But at the end of the day, I think if a flip is going to occur, it's going to be down the road. So you just got to keep tracking these visits, see where he goes, and make a run at the end. All right. Talking about recruitments that are kind of shifting, Jonah Williams. Now, a lot of people were predicting him to Oklahoma. You recently dropped a recruiting prediction machine pick for Jonah Williams at Texas A&M. So now he visits Oregon. What does Oregon need to do on this trip?
Well, show Jonah Williams how he fits into their defense. I think he loves the fit at Texas A&M of how they're going to utilize him, and then also just likes that it's Mike Elko specifically who's had some really talented safeties play under him, guys like Kyle Hamilton and Jesse Bates. So I think for Oregon, showing that scheme deal. This is also one of the best baseball players in the country, so kind of showing that as well. A&M's been able to do so. But he likes Oregon. This isn't his first time, his first rodeo with the Ducks. So they're certainly one of the favorites. He'll get back for an official visit as well. Got LSU in there, Ohio State's in there, Sooners. So a lot of contenders for Jonah Williams. I think Oregon is one of the bigger hurdles for A&M as they try and get this from the point of an RPM prediction to an actual commitment. So this is one to watch with him going out to Eugene.
Okay. Athlete Michael Terry is the third 5-star recruit from Texas that we're going to highlight in this segment. Now, he's been taking a lot of visits as well. He's recently at Nebraska. What teams do you think are really coming into focus for Michael Terry?
This is one of my favorite prospects in the class. Just great personality, cool kid. Nebraska just showed him a great official visit. Mm-hmm. They've really enjoyed their time around Texas A&M. Texas is in there. But they have really clicked with Coach Lanning personally. They like Coach Lanning. They like Oregon. So they're definitely one of the top 3 or 4 schools going into the official visit for Michael Terry, who could play a number of positions on the next level.
All right. Now, Oregon this week also made some waves in the quarterback room. They offered Keelan Russell, who's out of Duncanville, Texas. He's been committed to SMU for some time, but there was an interesting quote in your story, quote, Oregon's always been a dream school for me. What type of competition is Oregon going to introduce into this recruitment for Keelan Russell, who's already being recruited by the likes of Alabama and Florida and possibly Texas and, SMU trying to keep him on that commit list. But what do you think this Oregon offer means?
Well, there's been some people that have said that they think Oregon could be the potential biggest challenger to SMU for Keelan Russell. I certainly think Ole Miss is in the middle of that one as well. And then, like you said, future trips to Alabama and Florida. Oregon wants 2 quarterbacks this cycle. No one's recruited transfer portal quarterbacks better than Oregon when you go from Bo Nix to Dylan Gabriel to Dante Moore. But they'd like to build it up through the high school ranks. They have Austin Novosad there now. They have Achilles Smith committed, and they'd like to land another high school guy to push the room, and Keelan Russell fits that bill. Bear Bachmeyer is a guy that they've continued to recruit, committed to Stanford. KJ Lacey they've kept warm, committed to Texas out of Alabama. So certainly Keelan Russell, he's arguably the best dual threat quarterback in the class next to a guy like Carter Smith who's going to Michigan. So Oregon's done a good job in that state. They got a lot of coaches that have recruited that area, particularly offensive coordinator Will Stein, his track record being at UTSA before Oregon. So we'll see. But Keelan Russell's at SMU this weekend as they try and shut that thing down, right?